everybody. I'm Allison Jankowski. Some of you guys may know me, maybe not. So this past weekend was ISTS and WiCHacks. Both of these were multiple day events that took place at the same exact time. And I was part of both. So a little who am I? Allison, some people call me Alex, either fine. I use she, they pronouns. I'm a 5th year computing security major, ASL and deaf culture minor, Compex ambassador, part of way too many clubs. I don't know how I have time to do my homework. I'm also an avid concert goer, bookworm, and a makeup girly. Okay, so first, what is ISTS and WiCHacks? So both of these events that are run completely by students. So ISTS is run by RITSEC. It's a 3-day cyber competition, which is red-purple teaming, like red-blue team, but the blue team is actually also attacking as they defend. Kind of intended to promote learning and practicing your computing skills and build community among all of the participants. Whereas WiCHacks is the CS kind of hackathon. So that's run completely by students in women in computing, intended to promote the retention of women and gender minorities in the tech industry. Okay, so what to do at WiCHacks? Work on a project that's kind of like the biggest thing that people do. You kind of have a 24-hour period to come up with something, get like a working-ish example, and then you present to try to win prizes for certain categories. Lots of fun. You can learn something. There's a bunch of resources around. So there's a bunch of sponsors, a bunch of other students. Usually have mentors there. Networking is super important. Talking to other sponsors, other students, getting to learn as much as possible, getting to kind of be exposed to new technologies and people. And then obviously Tech Talks. So Tech Talks is a good way to take a break from working on your project. It takes a second to step back and maybe go learn something or see about somebody's experiences. Yeah, they're lots of fun. And then ISTS. So you've got hacking, which kind of broad thing. That's kind of what you mostly think of when you think of cyber competitions. So it's going to be the red-blue COF, which is King of the Hill. King of the Hill, there's a network set up where teams try to take control of each of these boxes. CTF, which is capture the flag. So there's a bunch of challenges that blue teamers could participate in. Some of the ones we had this year were crypto, reversing, web, miscellaneous kind of stuff. So they're just little challenges, little technical challenges that participants can work on. Then you have injects. I called injects side quests because when working in industry, you're never just going to get to hack. You're also going to have little side quests that you get to do. So some of the injects are technical, some of them are not. Some of them are just kind of silly little things to kind of make you step away from the computer, maybe think about what you're doing in a different way. And then there's the game, which this year, ISTS was a Wild West theme. So it was a bank heist, which is what I primarily worked on while I white teamed this weekend. So basically, as part of this bank heist, 2 blue teamers were set up in handcuffs, and they had to use bobby pins to lockpick themselves out. And then they were given a set of challenge locks that they also had to break out to earn points. And all the while facing the sheriff and deputy shooting Nerf darts at them. So that was a lot of fun. What do I have to say about that? So that was the game this year. I really liked the game because I also, despite not being a blue teamer, also got to learn how to pick handcuffs. So even if you're not, say a participant of an event, you can still learn a lot. Okay, so how did I get here? Kind of been through a lot through my process here at RIT. So August of 2019, I joined RIT and I joined WiC immediately. So they have this program called After Hours, where they invite seniors in high school to come tour during an academic day. So I came to that here at RIT, and I met a bunch of people, and I really enjoyed kind of the community of it. So when I got onto campus, I joined that club immediately. So February 2020 was my first WiCHacks. So in order to be an active member of WiC, you have to kind of participate in one of their committees. And I thought WiCHacks was interesting because I was taking, at the time, Computing Security 101, which is a class that does not exist but was fun nonetheless. And I thought I was going to be hacking at WiCHacks. I was not hacking at WiCHacks, but I did get to plan a very cool event. So the next year, kind of jumping ahead a little bit, I became the director of judging, which was super fun. Unfortunately, right after my first WiCHacks, I'm talking like 2 weeks later, COVID hit, and then I changed my major. So originally I was computing exploration. So I was undeclared in the computing field. I was kind of back and forth between software engineering and computing security. Literally the day that I went to go to my advisor's office to declare my major, when I walked into that meeting, I did not know what major I wanted yet. And I kind of took a shot in the dark and decided, hey, CSEC sounds cool, and I stuck with it, and now I'm here, I guess. So after kind of doing that, being like, okay, maybe CSEC is something that I can do, I joined WiCHacks. It was kind of difficult to join a lot of like clubs and get involved during COVID because obviously everything was online. But I did manage that semester to compete in RITSEC's IRSEC. So that's a beginner red blue competition, and I had no idea what was going on. I signed up by myself. I went, maybe this is something I could learn. I learned so much, and it was a super fun experience, just kind of getting to see little parts of everybody running around and kind of creating this event, even when we couldn't do too much because of COVID restrictions. And then went on co-op and came back. So August of 2020, I stepped down from being the judging director, and I actually became the events committee head at WiC, because I really enjoyed planning WiCHacks. So now I could do a bunch of small-scale events, and that's exactly what I did. It was super fun to kind of see the back end of how things get put together. And then this past year, in August of 2023, I finally got involved in RITSEC. I joined Wiggles because I thought, hey, wireless is cool. And I started showing up to the club room more, starting to get to meet more and more people, part of the club. And that kind of brings us to last weekend, where these events took place on the same weekend. So I was not home because I was in Golisano and Magic for 36 hours. But yeah. So things I learned along the way. CSEC is cool. I know this is kind of groundbreaking. But if you're interested in something, kind of take the leap. As you can see, I kind of did that with not knowing anything about CSEC, and then I changed my major to it. Leadership. As I've said, I really like planning events and kind of seeing things that you have in your head come to life. So getting to see the background pieces of all of these tiny little decisions you make, getting to become something that so many people are appreciative of and enjoy. The why. I am very passionate about making space for gender minorities. I got a little story for you. So when I was in high school, I thought I was going to be an engineer, so I took a series of engineering classes. Unfortunately, I was in a senior year engineering capstone class, and the professor kind of zones in on me and goes, "Has anybody asked you to be a part of their team? You are the only diversity in this room." And that was kind of a lot for a 17-year-old. And that experience has really stuck with me because unfortunately similar situations have happened before, but with the help of organizations like WiC and WiCHacks and people standing up for me, I've kind of gotten to stand up for myself and learn how to advocate for myself in these situations. So I now try to stand up for as many people as I can, and I encourage you all to try to do the same whenever you see it. And then community. There's always more you can learn. There are people who are going to know more things than you. There are people going to know different things than you. And there's always more friends that you can make. So don't be afraid to go out and try something. And that kind of brings me advice for freshman me. And maybe you too. You don't need to know everything. There's always more you can learn. There's always somebody who knows more about you in a subject, but there's also people who know less about a subject than you. So kind of having that community is really important because you may not know the answer, but you know somebody who knows the answer. And having more resources is kind of where you can figure that out. So talk to sponsors at events, talk to other students, talk to alumni, talk to professors, talk to non-technical people, talk to coworkers. So I specifically wanted to put non-technical people up here because a lot of times in these talks we kind of think of, oh, what can I do in my career? But also speaking to people who aren't necessarily in the tech space for their jobs is super important because they look at problems differently than we do just because of the skill sets that they have developed. So kind of finding those outside interests and trying new things and trying to meet more people, you're going to expand your horizons and you're going to be able to solve problems maybe more efficiently than you could before. And then try new things. Try, even if you aren't completely confident. A lot of people have imposter syndrome. It took me a long time to know that imposter syndrome was even, there was even a word for what I was feeling. For those of you who don't know, imposter syndrome is where you feel like you've been given a job that you don't deserve or that you don't deserve to be in the situation that you've worked for. And that's not the case. Clearly, you're there because somebody saw that you could do it. So prove them right. And then get involved, even if it's your last semester. Again, I joined RITSEC my final year of college, and I've met so many incredible people this year. Thank you guys. Any questions? Yes. I had so much fun. Yes.
If you went back and kind of do it all over, what would you do?
What do you mean?
Let's say, you take a pill and then you are now a freshman entering RIT again. What would be the first thing that you do?
The first thing that I do? I think it would be to get involved with both organizations sooner. There's a lot of great experiences and people that you can meet just by being part of both WiC and RITSEC. And they both taught me very important lessons that don't have too much overlap. So kind of getting to experience both of them and getting to meet more people through both organizations would have been, nice, but we work with what we have. Yes.
How do you not get burnt out from doing so much?
I do. That's the way that this works is you have to kind of, the way that you focus your energy personally is kind of how I mitigate the effects, I guess. So it's like this upcoming weekend, my plans are nothing. To sit and vegetate. Last weekend was a lot. So kind of making that space of, oh, okay, I have this chunk of time that's go, 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 and then kind of take that step back, make sure you're good before kind of moving into doing more things.
Yeah.
That, and then kind of turning clubs into a way of just I'm almost zoning out. So I dance and I do gymnastics, and kind of when I go do those things, I kind of like shut my brain off and give myself a chance to kind of like simmer down from all of the thinking that I've been doing for like homework and all of these things. Cool. Yep.
I just want to say, both of your presentations are awesome. It seems like you really know who you are, and I think that's it's very important.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, that's not a question. Thank you.